Okay, so I'm going to take one of the questions you had was, how do I make the sun rotate? And because you created the sun as its own symbol, it actually has got its own movie associated with it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to modify the movie for the sun so that it rotates. So I'm going to double click on it in the library. When it comes up, it's going to be actually have its own stage and its own timeline. And what I want to do is I want to take and make it so that it rotates on its own timeline. And so I've clicked on it at this point and I see that it's got all the squares, and I've gone up actually to get to this option. I've gone up to my palette and clicked on the third one down, which is free transform. Free transform allows me to rotate stuff, stretch things like that. So when I clicked on it, it actually gave me all the squares around it. And if I leave my cursor on the outside of it, you'll notice it creates a little circle. And that little circle means that I can rotate this object. So I want that rotation to occur on the stage and to keep on occurring. So since I'm doing as a movie here as a symbol, it's going to keep on playing over and over again because it has its own timeline. Okay. So what I need to do is I'm going to take and have this occur over 1 second or 24 frames. All right, so I'm going to click my cursor here at frame 1 second. I'm going to insert a blank keyframe because remember keyframes, or actually I'm not a blank one. I'm going to insert a keyframe because keyframes, remember, are points of change. So I'm going to click on the keyframe. It's going to basically draw my animation from point A to point B. Okay, and if it doesn't draw the animation for you, this is just a basic animation. So if you right click on it, you'll see that this is actually a classic tween. Okay, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it so it rotates. So I'm going to go up to my keyframe. When I click on that keyframe, it actually shows me this rotation point. So now I can take and click on it and drag it around. And so what's going to happen is in that 1 second, if I move my playhead back, you'll see that it'll rotate during that one period of time. Okay. So I could certainly extend this and have it rotate 360 degrees, but actually for your project, this works out fine. So I'm going to go back to the welcome screen. And because this was a library item that was referred to in this other scene, okay, that means that it's going to get used over and over again, and it's a library item, so it's going to do whatever we apply to that library is going to function in the symbol. So I'm going to go in here. I'll go into my welcome, and I'm going to choose my control options test movie in Animate. When it comes up, it's just going to load this as normal, but when I go to my start menu, notice that it rotates. Okay, now granted, it's not completely rotating, it's just rotating partially, but what it's doing is it gives the illusion of rotating. So that was your one question about rotation of the sun. So I'm going to take, and I'm stopping this recording.